Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
वालेकुम
assalam.
अस्सलाम वरहमतुल्लाह।
Sorry, I'm just falling a little bit behind. तो आप लोग थोड़ा सा एक मिनट रिलैक्स करें, मैं अभी आता हूँ.
Relax.
Okay.
Allahu Akbar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
Sorry, today was crazy busy. I didn't get the chance to even practice for the class. Alhamdulillah, I managed to do one verse which we are supposed to do. Verse number 8. You able to hear me?
Yes.
There's a lot of echo.
I can hear myself back. Yeah, what's going on?
Somebody's got, are they using two devices at the same time? Computer.
Okay, I can't hear myself. Oh, somebody has a speakerphone on?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Somebody's got a speaker and then at the same time, they have a phone or two devices connected.
Okay, so maybe you can mute one.
Okay.
Okay, so nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah, once again, with the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are here and we are going to continue our analysis of Surah Al-Baqarah. Today we are going to do verse number 18. And verse number 18 is quite short. So we may go into a little bit of verse 19, but inshallah, let's see how we get by. From the class perspective, today is Monday, and then we have Thursday. So this week we will have the 2 sessions, and next week, inshallah, since Ramadan is going to start on the 13th or the 14th, on depending on the moon sighting. So this Thursday will be our last session. Inshallah. We're all good with that?
Perfect.
Okay. So A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Last time we looked at this verse. Masaluhum kamasaliz istaw kadanara. That their example is that of one who kindled a fire, but when it illuminated what was around him, Allah took away their light and left them in darkness, so they could not see. We went over this in quite detail. So what are we talking about? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the munafiqeen, and then he gave an example of a fire. and we looked at that. So the verses are not ending at this verse. It is continuing. So today what we are going to read is the continuation of this. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in this one, Summum bukmun umyun fahum la yarji'un. Deaf, dumb, blind, so they will not return. So what is going on? Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is summing up their condition in one verse, saying that they are deaf, dumb, and blind, so they will not return to the right path. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is the verse we are going to be talking about today, inshallah. So I'm going to go to my camera in a second. And before that, let me go to.
Allahu Akbar.
Okay, so here is. Okay, I hope you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it clear? Okay.
Alhamdulillah. Gone.
Yeah, I think I moved it too fast. And I'm sorry that I forgot that this is a long weekend and maybe you guys wanted a day off. So I should have asked you, but in the spur of the moment, we never talked about it. So
Some people.
sorry about that. Okay, so the word we are dealing with is summum. Now I'm not saying summun. Why am I not saying summun? Because there is a meme here and the rule of tajweed kicks in. So we say summum because there is a ba after that, right? So summum bukmun umyun fahum la yarji'un. The meaning of summum is deaf, and the bukmun is dumb, and umyun is blind. And what are we trying to do first? First exercise is we identify whether this is a ism, noun, either a ism, harf, or fail.
Ism.
Yes? Okay, so someone is a ism, right? Now, what is the two very loud and clear symbols of a ism?
Tanween
Tanween
and al.
al. So as soon as you see a tanween or you see al, you can tell without any doubt that that word you're looking at is the ism. Abrar, is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So anytime you see a tanween, you will see this is an ism. Okay. Summum, bukmun. So bukmun is what?
Isam.
Mashallah. And umyun.
Isam.
Very good.
Isam.
And then the letter fa
Is harf.
Harf.
the harf, right? And home is
Isam.
ism
Isam
because
zamir.
it is zamir. So instead of calling ism, we can also call it p, which is a pronoun. Yes?
Pronoun. Yeah.
Okay. What about the la?
La nafi.
I'm going to call it a harf, right?
Harf.
And what is yarji'un?
Fail.
So it's a
Fail
fail.
muzari.
Fail mudari, very good. So then we have to find out that it has to have a file with it.
File.
Correct?
Una.
Okay. Now, you said it's fail mudari. That's great. And the translation is, so fahum, so they, la, not, yarji'un, meaning they will not return.
Yeah.
Yes. So there is what is the zamir here?
They are.
Yes. Okay. So, are we missing Brother Altaf today? Or maybe he's here now. Brother Altaf, are you there? Oh, brother Naseeb is here, mashallah. Brother Taj. Okay. All right. So we got our identification of the nouns and the harf and the fi'l. Now the question is, what is the tarkeeb of this sentence? Starting with the noun, but is this noun a proper noun?
No.
No. And what is our rule for mubtada, that it has to be proper? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Proper. Yeah.
Okay.
Proper.
So in this
Rafa.
case, today we're gonna learn something new, that there is a word called mahzuf.
Mahjoof.
Mahzuf, right? What that means, that you don't see it,
Hasaf kiya.
but you know that it's there. Okay. For example, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, who is deaf, dumb, and blind?
The ayat before.
He's saying,
Previous
basically, if you look at the previous verse, what are we talking about?
Whom?
Whom?
They.
They are dumb, they are deaf, blind, they are deaf, dumb, blind. Correct?
And blind.
So we don't see whom here, but we know that this is what we are talking about. So this, when you have a situation like this, you call it that whom is mahzuf. Mahzuf. You can say, you can imagining it that it is there, even though you don't see it. So if I have whom here, so what happened, Brother Kabir, is whom a proper noun?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
it's
And
ism ishar. It's
no, it's a zamir, right?
it's a mubtada. Yeah.
So Brother Kabir is saying, because this is zamir and it's a proper, so we can make it mubtada.
Mubtada.
Everybody agree with me that I can make home as mubtada?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Then what comes after mubtada?
Khabar.
Khabar. Now, in the previous some classes ago, when we were going over Jumla Ismiya, did I tell you that a sentence can have multiple mubtada and it can have multiple khabars?
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So this is khabar 1. That who are they? They are blind, deaf. What is this? Khabar?
Khabar 2.
Khabar 2.
Khabar 3.
This is khabar?
Khabar 3 and Khabar 4.
No, we stop at here.
That's
Because
it.
then there is a fa.
So 5.
Okay. Now, these haruf, such as waw, fa, aw, they are known as ataf. Haruf ataf. Remember waw?
Yes. Wow.
And
So when we see waw, we say this is ataf, correct?
Yes.
So fa is in the same category. So I'm going to say this is
Haruf
Harf
ataf.
okay. Now if this is harf ataf and this is one big nominal sentence, correct?
Matuf.
So then this will be also
Not
matuf. Yeah. And then hum here, remember this rule, which I also found out today, that when the hum comes with the fa, you might think that this is attached pronoun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it
Yeah.
is not. It is a detached pronoun. Okay. What is it?
Detached.
Detached. It's the same thing as the home here. Is this attached or detached?
Detached.
detached.
So this one is also
Detached.
detached. Now, if there was wow, then you would have written like wahum.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, because of the fa, you can't do that. So you have to connect them together because letter fa by itself will not look good, correct? So,
Yeah.
but here is it attached or detached?
Detached.
Detached.
Detached. So same rule applies here. So this is detached pronoun. And if it's proper, then can I say this is my,
Mubtada.
can I say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Then after that, what do I see? I see la. And after the la, I see fail and
Yaj.
file. Now,
Fail
fail
and
and file is a verbal
Jumla
sentence,
Jumla fail. Yeah.
right? And because of this is negative, so this is a negative verbal
Jumla
sentence,
fail.
correct? That do not return.
No.
Or they will not return because yarji'una fail mudare, so it's either present or future. Making sense?
Yes.
So this is going to be a verbal sentence.
Verbal sentence.
Now tell me something. Can a verbal sentence be a khabar?
Yes.
So this is your khabar for this sentence. So then you have another nominal sentence. Think about it. Take a good look. Try to absorb it.
So, what about the la here? So
La is
still
the
it's
negation, right?
okay.
So part of
So,
the
so again, it is
verbal
part
sentence.
of the khabar that they will not return. Yarji'una mean they will return. And la is bringing the meaning of the no, not. It's a nafi. So la harfe nafi here.
Nothing. And it will be included in the verbal sentence. Yeah.
It's including in the khabar because it is one. Actually, this fail is giving you a khabar that they will not return. Correct?
Good. Yeah.
So the khabar is cannot be they will return because if I say they will return, then it's a wrong khabar. I'm
Yeah.
saying they will not return. So la is part of that.
It's yeah. It's part
Right?
of the khabar. Yeah.
Khabar. Okay. So any questions on this so far?
Yeah. So far it looks simple. Yeah.
Okay. So we said we look at summun, bukmun, umyun. We did not see a proper noun. Is this proper or common?
It's common.
Common.
And jumla ismiya or nominal sentence, our rule is that we should look for
Ma'rifa.
a proper noun because that can be our mubtada. So
And
in this category, because we know from the previous verse that we are talking about certain people. So when you talk about them, you can use the pronoun they.
And
Correct?
how we will assume mahzub, like if there is like the isam and it is nakira, even
Say that again.
yeah, like how we will assume whom, like we put whom here. So
When
we will do
we
it.
put home here, we went to the previous verse.
Okay.
Remember in the previous verse, we said the example of those people is like the one who lit the fire.
Yubsirun.
Yeah, whom.
Yeah.
We are taking the home from the previous verse because we are talking about certain people. And when you refer to them with a pronoun, you say they or them, right?
Yeah, so the mahzub will depend on the previous verse.
Yes. So we assume that we are talking about whom.
Them.
If you do translation deaf, dumb, blind, how would you know? You're gonna say they are deaf, dumb, blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Urdu में तर्जमा करें. If we do the translation in Urdu, we say बहरे हैं, गूंगे हैं, अंधे हैं, because there is no wow in between. I cannot say बहरे हैं और गूंगे हैं और अंधे हैं. Did I say that?
No.
No. So बहरे हैं, गूंगे हैं, अंधे हैं. These three conditions are in them at the same time. So बहरे हैं, गूंगे हैं, अंधे हैं, बस वो नहीं लौटते. Or another word, because of this home, I say ये बहरे हैं, गूंगे हैं, अंधे हैं, so वो नहीं फिरेंगे. Got it? Or ये लोग, you can instead of, if ye is confusing you, then you can say ye log. Mahfuz is these people we are talking about in the previous verse. They are deaf, dumb, and blind. Fahum, so they, la not, yarji'un will not return. And again here in the bracket they put they to try to explain to you that who will not return. They will not return. Got it?
Mahzub.
Yes, mahzuf. Mahzuf mean you are imagining it or assuming it that it's there, even though you don't see it written down. Yeah?
Mahzoob means hazaf kiya hua, hazaf.
Hazaf kiya hua.
Implied.
Implied, for example. Yes, that's the right translation. Implied. Okay, so if there is no question, so we got that hum and then mubtada, we have no problem. Khabar can be multiple. So in this sentence, we first time came across 3 khabars. 1, 2, 3. Who are they? They are the people we're talking about. And what is their khabar? What about them? They're deaf, dumb, blind. And then because of these, what will happen? So they will not return. Fahum la yarjiun. So if you look at the translation, they said they will not return to the right path, even though the right path is not in the verse. It's not saying Fahum la yarjiun ila sirati mustaqim. Is it saying that? Fahum la yarjiun ila sirati mustaqim? No. But it's also mahzuf because you know that where will they not return? They will not return to the right path or the truth. Because what are these people doing all along? They are fooling themselves and they're not aware of it. They're cheating Allah, but they're not aware of it. Correct? Okay, so if that is correct, then yarji'un, how do we identify the root letters? So if you look, hide the alamat mudare, which is ya, and the una, then which is the alamat of jama, then we are dealt with ra, jeen, ain.
Gene on.
Okay, ra, jeen, jim, ain. And this is bab daraba. What is it? Bab daraba. So bab daraba is donated by a small dot, and the madi is raja'a, and mudare is yarji'u. Yeah. So that's mudare. Okay. Ruju'an is the masdar. What is it? Ruju'an. Ruju'an or marji'an. Marji'an, these are 2 masdar. What are they? Masdar. Okay. जैसे अगर हम शादी की ज़बान में बात करें, if we talk about the marriage, and let's say husband and wife at some point because of some disagreement decided to separate, right? But the divorce is not the final divorce. They're still married, but they decided to live separately for a little bit, and then either the wife or the husband, they realize that no, they should stay together. So we say they उन्होंने रुजू कर लिया एक दूसरे की तरफ. Ruju, even in the Quran, Surah An-Nisa, you will find this word ruju'an when it came to the husband and wife, that either the wife or the husband, they went back to each other, not completely cut off the marriage. They did not break the contract of marriage. They ruju towards each other. Is that making sense? उर्दू में भी हम कहते हैं कि हमने फलाने शख्स से रुजू किया. क्या मतलब? We went to meet with him or we went to them. Yes? I'm just trying to explain, even though I'm sure you know what I mean by this, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Resolved.
Okay. So with this, I am going to show you some more details about this verse, because technically we only complete 1 verse a day or 1 verse a session. And since it's a small one, so we may run into the next verse. But before I get there, let me show you also the some more detail about this verse. So 2:18. So you can see in the bracket there is a home. You guys see that?
Yes.
So this is what I was trying to explain to you. The home is there for a reason. So that becomes the mubtada. And then summum khabar 1, bukmun khabar 2, umyun khabar 3. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. So they are all going towards the mubtada. And then the fa is matuf, which is called conjunction in English, and whom is the pronoun. And then la yarjiun is nafi and is a verbal sentence. So what is become? It becomes the khabar for hum. Hum is the mubtada for the next sentence. Yeah. And what did I say? Because of the fa, which is harfe ataf, the previous sentence become matuf. Question? Okay. So summum mean is a ismi marfu. Why is it ismi marfu? What is the status of this noun?
Dhamma.
Tanween Dhamma.
Dhamma. Because of that, you're saying is ismi marfu. Is it plural or singular? It is a plural. Summum. So why? Because we're talking about they. When you're talking about they, you cannot use the singular noun. You have to use the plural noun.
What is the singular for sum? Is it only just sum without a shadda?
I'll show you in a second the structure of the word, and then you will find out what it is. Now, when there is a double mean in the root letter, or if the root letters repeat, then we put the shadda, correct? So once I show you the root letters of this word, then you will understand better. So on the same token, bukmun is also jama, plural. And it's a rafa because of the tanween here.
Tanween.
And umyun is also rafa. And this fa is known as alfa atifa, meaning it is harfe ataf. And what is the home here? Zamir munfasil. What is munfasil? Detached. Muttasil, attached. हम कहते हैं ना ये दोनों घर आपस में मुत्तसिल हैं और ये दो दीवारें मुत्तसिल हैं, मतलब they are attached. मुनफसिल फासले पर हैं एक दूसरे से. They are detached. Okay. So in real estate language में हम क्या कहते हैं? Attached homes and detached homes.
Yeah.
So attached homes, their walls are together. Like where the wall finishes, every house is sharing one wall, because when the second house starts, at least one of their wall is common. That's called attached homes. And if there is a detached home, then there is a little bit of a gap between those two houses, correct? Okay, yarji'una is a third person masculine plural imperfect verb, and the subject is pronoun, which is the waw. So fi'l mudare wal waw zamirun muttasil fi mahli rafa fa'il. Now do you understand this now? What is this Arabic telling you?
Yeah.
Zamir is hidden, it's huwa, it's home actually. And what is it? It's a rafa as file. Okay, because file is supposed to be rafa. Is that making sense? File is supposed to be rafa or nasab? Brother Fawad, anybody?
Yeah, Rafa.
Rafa. Okay.
Kullu fa'il kullu rafa.
Okay. So look at this one now. So the word summun is, the meaning is behre, meaning deaf people. And it's from Sod, Meme, and Meme. What is it? Sod, Meme, and Meme. So root letters are this. And the Bab is Bab Samiya. Samma, Yasammu, Ismam, Samun, Masmumun, Samman. So because of that, and we did not study the rule of that how we can combine when there is a double letter in the Madda. So the short answer is it becomes, when you make it plural, it becomes summum. Making sense? But here is the description of how it's is constructed. Similarly, there is a bab if'al, asamma, yusimmu, asmim, musim, musimun, musimun or
Muslimun.
musimmun, musammun, isma, man.
Man.
Okay, and then there are some verses here like ulaika allazina la'anahumullahu fa'asammahum wa'ama absarahum. यही वो लोग हैं जिन पर अल्लाह ने लानत की, फिर इन्हें बहरा कर दिया और अंधा कर दिया या आंखों को. समझ गए? So you can see that there is the letter fa, but is basically one of these words, asma muhum. All right. So let's go back to our website here and look at bukmun. So the letter is ba, kaf, mim. Bukmun, saba mushabba, sifat mushabba, gunge. So that's a plural. Samiya, yasmau. Another tip to remember for future, when we are talking about the false, then we use bab samiya. Okay, making sense? So the words about people's fault or ayab जो होते हैं लोगों के अंदर या जो चीज ayab अयूब होते हैं, those faults are usually in the bab of samiya. Yeah. Okay. So bakima, yabkamu, ibkam, bakimun, mabkumun, bakamatun, bukmun. So sift mushabba, we haven't learned that, but it's this is how you get bukmun here, inshallah. What else? Then umyun. Umyun is the same thing as I told you. It's a negative sifat. It's a fault in somebody, shortcoming. So it is from the bab samiya, amiya, ya'ma, i'ma, amin, ma'minun, amyun. And then it becomes, when it becomes sift mushabba, that's called umyun. And it's also from bab nasara and also from bab tafil. So inshallah, when you get a chance, maybe you can study it on your own time. Fahum, we also know yarji'un is from ra, jim, ayn. Okay. Bab daraba. Raja'a, yarji'u, irja, raji'un, marju'un, ruju'un. ये उर्दू का लफ्ज है रुजू, रुजू करना, राइट? रुजू करना मतलब किसी से कांटेक्ट करना या उनसे की तरफ पलट कर जाना. Everybody is so quiet today. What's going on, guys? Come on, speak up, unmute yourself for a little bit.
Don't confuse it with Urdu. The meaning is different for ruju.
क्या मतलब है रुजू का?
Raja का मतलब to return. You can Urdu use it as a return.
यहाँ भी रिटर्न है, लौटेंगे.
La only change, not return.
Okay,
La
रुजू
yarj.
मतलब ये होता है कि किसी से कांटेक्ट करना, उनकी तरफ लौट कर जाना, बात
It is
करना.
contact, but in Arabic it doesn't mean contact.
चले उर्दू में डिफरेंट है, but you got the idea.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Any questions so far, guys?
Oh, good.
All right. So Abrar, please, could you do the honor of reading the words for us, please? And read it slowly.
أو كصيب من السماء فيه ظلمات ورعد وبرق يجعلون أصابعهم في آذانهم من الصواعق حذر الموت والله محيط بالكافرين.
Jazakallah khair. So now, as we read this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving an example to explain to us the condition of these people. And then he gave a kind of a verdict that they are deaf, dumb, and blind. So There's no hope. They're not going to return. And then he continues. See, aw, you see that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Aw, meaning or. So that
Or.
means it's a continuation of this example. That one of the example for them is this, or kasayyibin minas samai fihi zulumatun wa ra'dun wa barq. Meaning, or like their example is like a rainstorm from the sky. In it is zulumat, darkness, ra'du, thunder, wa barq, and the lightning. Now, all of these words are
Like
ism.
someone.
Ism.
Ism, right?
Yes.
Because we are with the tanween.
Tanween.
Yeah?
Enemy.
So I have no problem saying that right away these are ism, right?
Rough. Yeah.
Yaj'aluna asabiyahum fi azanihim. So they put their fingers in their ears. When you have lightning and thunder and this darkness in the rain, what a person will do when there is a thunder? If you're a weak-hearted person, you will try to cover your ears, right?
Yeah.
And why? Minas sawaiki hazar al-maut. From the thunderclaps in the fear of the death. That what if अगर आप open में हो और बिजली आपके ऊपर गिर पड़े, तो what you are scared of? That it could kill you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wallahu muhitum bil kafirin, and Allah is the one who encompasses the disbelievers. Okay. So, or it is like a rainstorm from the sky within which is darkness, thunder, and lightning. They put their fingers in their ears against the thunderclaps in dread of death. But Allah is encompassing of the disbelievers. This is the verse we have to look at today. And let me go back to my camera. So you guys can see that we already identified the letters or the words in blue are the nouns. What are they?
Nouns.
Nouns. So these are ism. This is harf. It's actually a preposition, right? Min is what?
Preposition.
Preposition. So I'm going to call it harf. As-sama is
Ism.
fi.
Fi. Harf.
Harf is a preposition. And he, fihi,
Is.
he is zamir.
Ism. Zamir.
Attached pronoun.
Right?
Pronoun.
Pronoun. Zulumatun, ism.
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 Okay. Harfe atraf.
Hurufi ataf.
Okay. Harfe
Ataf.
ataf.
Ra'dun barqun.
Ism. Ism.
Okay. All right. Now tell me something. Is saybin, now the ka is the preposition, right? So it's a
Yes.
harf. Like a tree. We say ka shajarin. When you say ka shajarin mean like a tree. Ka sayyibin, like the
Like a storm.
rainstorm. Sayyibin is like a rainstorm. When you say ka sayyibin, then you mean like a rainstorm. Making sense? So is it jar majroor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So because of the ka, we have jar, and
Such a.
sayyibin, we have majroor. Minas
Majroor.
samai, from the sky. Yeah.
Jar majroor.
From
Jar.
the sky. Jar majroor. Correct.
Majroor.
Fihi,
harf.
harf, and the pronoun. So is it also jar majroor?
Yeah.
So this is also jar
Majroor.
Majroor.
majroor. Okay. Then zulumatin is
Ism.
the
Ism.
ism, ataf,
Rough
rad,
status.
barkun. Okay. So the point I was trying to make, now we have to understand what kind of sentence is this. Yes. So it is starting with the kasayyibin. There is the ism here,
Yes.
and it is proper or common?
Proper.
Or common.
Is it proper or common?
Common.
Common.
Common. Okay. And aw is more like a harfi ataf, correct?
Yes.
So we have to look at kasayyibin. Now we know that in a jumla ismiya, there are conditions when a jar majroor can come in the beginning. Yes. Who remembers the sessions we have been doing about Jumla Ismiya? Remember we said Khabar Muqaddam, Mubtada Muakhar.
Yes, yes.
Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, we don't see the Mubtada first. We see Jar Majroor.
Khabar.
Now, can I call Jar Majroor Muta'alliq?
Right.
Right? That's the word for Jar Majroor, correct? In a Jumla
Yes.
Ismiya.
Yeah.
And usually is Muta'alliq, Khabar.
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 Okay. So the rule I was trying to tell you, or the Arabic language, when there is a common noun and then few things coming after that, those can be considered the qualities of this noun. What can we call them? Sifa. Okay. What does that mean? If we are talking about a rainstorm, one of the attributes we can say it is from the sky. So this can be sifa. Yes. And what is in it? Zulumat. Zulumat is darkness. Yes. So this is also sifa. And when you are telling about few qualities, you say this brother is honest, hardworking, and righteous. So in this sentence, how many qualities I gave you for this brother I was talking about?
3.
And how do I connected them with the and?
Yeah. Zulumat, Muradun, Barq.
So this rainstorm, which is coming from the sky, has in it zulumat, darkness, as one sifa, and thunder as the second sifa, and barkun, the third sifa. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we also know that when we are doing the khabar muqaddam and mubtada muakhar, our mubtada doesn't have to be proper anymore. It can be improper or common.
Improper as well, yeah.
Yes. So can I see this line to this line? Is it talking about one thing? Am I combining the sifas of some one specific thing, which is the rain?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So I can consider this as my mubtada muakhar. Yes or no?
Yes.
So if this is my mubtada muakhar, then all of this will be my khabar muqaddam.
Khabar muqaddam.
Making sense, guys?
Yes.
And we have only dealt with one part of the words. We haven't completed it yet.
Yeah.
Any questions on this?
My question is this. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Zulumatum Waradum wa Barkum.
Mhm.
These are not the khabar.
No.
We treat them mubtada.
We see, yeah, if you remember, you have to take a look at the context. If I am saying that the context or the rule is when you have a noun which is common, you get nakira, yeah?
Yeah.
In the Arabic language, we call it nakira, right? What is the opposite of nakira? Ma'rifa.
Or,
Our mubtada is
Ma-
normally ma'rifa, right?
yes.
Yeah.
So one of the techniques is, according to the Arabic language, which I learned from the teachers, is saying that if you have a nakira noun in a sentence, then things coming after it can be considered its qualities.
Sifra. Yeah.
Okay. So when I take them as that, and there is a ataf here, so this is like a one big giant sifa, right? Or the combination of the sifa. And then I'm calling it my mubtada muakhar. Okay, because everything else is jar majroor is which is muta'alliq. Correct? Okay. So let's take a look at the this tool here, right? And let's look at how they are explaining it. So they're saying aw is conjunction, ataf, right? Or
Yes.
kasayyibim is jar majroor, right?
Jar
They're calling it majroor. But then they're calling it this minas samai as the sifa. Yes?
Yes.
Because jar majroor be called mutallik, and this jar majroor is also mutallik. But for kasayyibim, for the rainstorm, where is it coming from? From the sama.
Sky.
So they're considering it as a sifa of this rain. This rain is from the sky. Okay. So again, certain concepts are hard to understand or absorb because it challenges your current information set. But our job is to be open and gather more and more information and be open-minded about these things. Now, they're not coming from me. If I change my statement, then you can say, Brother Abid, you are changing your statement. These are the rules of the Arabic, and these are the rules people of the knowledge or the experts in the matter. They are the one who are doing this tarkib. This website is not run by me, right? So aw is a conjunction which is harf ataf. So harf ataf is not only wow. Wow is one of them. Harf ataf could be aw, fa, and there are a bunch of others. So you have to identify them in a sentence. They are either used as a harf ataf or something else. So there are multiple varieties. Now kasayyibim is jar majroor, correct? Why? Because the ka is preposition, right?
Yes.
When there's a preposition, the noun becomes majroor. Say it's a genitive masculine indefinite noun. Genitive is an English word for majroor. Genitive is what word? Is for majroor. If you have to say majroor in English, you say genitive.
Genitive.
Okay. Min. Now, why there was a shutdown the min? Because of tajweed. Yeah.
Yes.
So min is harf jar. Everybody clear on that? So if min is gonna come before sama, what will happen to sama?
Become majroor.
Sama will become majroor. So again, jar majroor. So they're not writing the jar in Arabic. They are saying preposition and noun, and they're just calling it majroor, right? Which is becoming majroor. Sama is majroor towards min.
Minna.
Right? And recently I said something, the meaning of jar or majroor mean pulling towards itself. So because of min, sama is get into majroor state because min is pulling the sama toward itself, and in the process changes the status of the noun. Making sense?
Yes.
Okay. So if everything is good here and the vocabulary is already there, because kasayyibim, the sayyibin, first time we learned that is a rainstorm. As-sama we already knew, but sayyibin a new word for us. And aw also we knew it, but it is also part of our vocabulary now. Making sense?
Yes.
Okay. So let's look at the next one. So again, when I did this, if I go back to my camera, so you can see that they're taking this sentence up to here, and then they're taking this one, they're breaking it, right? When they broke it, just for the sake of clarity, to make you understand, this fihi is still pointing to kasayyibim.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because in what? The rainstorm.
In the rain, yeah.
Right? So in the bracket is faded out. Why? Because they're saying this fihi is still pointing to
towards
they broke the sentence just to fit it on the page and just to keep the reader engaged. Instead of looking at a long sentence, they made it into two different parts. Is fihi jar majroor?
Yes.
We talked about that, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we said the zulumat is it's a big nominal sentence, and it is sifa for what? Kasayibin. You see that? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So again, if this is khabar, or if this is jar majroor mutalik khabar, then zulumatun wa radun wa barq is mubtada muakhar. Correct?
Yes.
So here is the explanation from their perspective. Now the perspective I gave you is from a different teacher, but we also use this website, so we see that we are not too far off. But here some of the keywords are missing, right? It doesn't say mubtada specifically. They don't say jar majroor. They just put majroor and they put these arrows to point towards the previous word. So if we don't understand them, then we can get a little bit confused, right? So alhamdulillah, we have done it on the computer, on the camera, so we know what we are talking about. Okay, so fihi is jar majroor. Zulumatun is ism marfu. Why is it ism marfu, guys?
Because of Rafa.
Yes, in Rafa.
Okay.
Rad means the thunder. Now, do we have a surah called Surah Rad?
Yes.
And what we talked about is about the people of the people who used to live in the hills or in the mountains. Remember? Am I right?
Yeah. Yes.
Brother Javed?
Yes, sir.
Is it about the people who used to live in the mountains, or they have their house made out of the rocks?
They carve houses in the rocks.
Yes, and then the Rad came. The azab जो उनके ऊपर आया था, अगर if I'm not mistaken, तो उन्होंने उनको उन्हीं घरों में वो औंधे पड़े रह गए थे, क्योंकि हवा ने या थंडर ने उनको इतनी जोर की आवाज थी कि वो
आवाज थी, कुछ साउंड थी.
या they died, right? थंडर. सूर जब फूंका जाएगा तो वो भी एक थंडर होगा ना, राइट? सूर जब फूंका जाएगा तो उसकी आवाज से लोग मरेंगे, राइट? Right. So again, with the word I am saying, Rad is also, we have a one whole surah about Surah Rad. That means the thunder. Al-Waw here is Atifa, and Ra'adun is Ismi Marfu. Wa Barkun is the lightning. So, and again, Waw is Al-Waw Atifa. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop at this today because I did not get a chance to look at the next verse, even though we can easily go over it. So let's see if we try it. So yaj'aluna is a fail mudari, correct?
Yes, fail plus maf'ul.
So fail and file.
Yeah.
What is the file here? What is if you have to tell me what the file is?
Ja'ala.
Whom,
Ja.
right? They put. So whom the zamir here
I
is
did.
whom. So file is whom.
Fail and file.
Asabiya whom is asabiya mean their fingers. Asabiya is finger. Whom their finger. So is it mudaf ilay?
Yes.
Is fi harf jar?
Yeah.
Is azanihim their
Azanihim.
ears?
Yes. Yes.
So is mudaf ilay?
Yeah. Mudaf ilay, noun pronoun.
So fi is harf jar and mudaf ilay is majroor because of the fi. Making sense?
Yes.
All right. So you can see that it's not hard. We have gone through it, so we can always look at it. The next one is yaj'aluna minas sawaiki hazar al-maut. Again, this minas sawaika is still pointing to the same concept of yaj'aluna. They put. And what they put? The fingers in their ears. So again, verb, file, fail and file. Min is the jar. As-sawaiki is the majroor. As-sawaiki is in ism or fail?
Isam.
Ism. Why?
Isam.
I saw the
Because of
al.
Al.
I right away I said it's an ism. Hazar al-maut, in the fear of the death. The fear of death.
Death.
Mudaf ilayh.
Mudaf.
Why? Anytime you see the of, you know there is a association. So fear of the death. Why? Al-mautu is the death. Correct?
The death.
Yes. and then you can look at the description here, and the last verse is Wallahu muhitum bil kafirin.
محيط بك.
Allahu again, and there is a wow here, which is here istanafiya, and Allah is the one who encompasses the disbeliever. So this is khabar, and this is Allah is mubtada, muhitum is the khabar, bil kafirin is the mutalliq khabar. So this is a jumla ismiya.
اسمي.
Can you see that? That Wallahu muhitum bil kafirin is a nominal sentence. Who can see that?
Yes, I can see. Because
Yeah,
Allah is noun, yeah.
Wallahu is mubtada because Allah is
Yeah.
proper and is starting in the beginning of the
Proper.
sentence. So Allah is mubtada. And what is he? Khabar, what about the khabar about Allah? That he is muhit. He is
محيط.
all
Encompass.
controlling over them. और मुहित होता है encompass करना, किसी को ढांप लेना.
Kafirin is mutaliq.
Bil kafirin is the jar majroor, so it is
Mutaliq khabar.
mutaliq khabar. So this nominal sentence has all three parts: the mubtada, khabar, and the mutaliq khabar.
Mutaliq khabar.
Is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Now, sisters did not say a single word today.
Yeah.
Madiha, are you good?
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Ji, alhamdulillah, I'm following it. Jazakallah khair.
Nosheen, you're good? Okay, looks like she's away. Abrar, you've been quiet too. You've been very quiet.
Have I been quiet?
Yeah, did you follow? Did you understand?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so brothers and sisters, Jazakallah khairan. I hope that I tried my best to explain things. We are not experts, we are learning together. So anything correct I say is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything wrong I said is totally my fault, and I seek forgiveness from Allah and ask you guys for forgiveness if I have said anything wrong. But may Allah put barakah in our knowledge and help us continue. And inshallah, we get ready for Quran. And Quran is the month of the inshallah.
Month of
We are going to connect with the Quran on a different level this Ramadan, because alhamdulillah, we now understand a little bit of the language of the Quran. Yeah. So one of the side effects could be, because of this knowledge, that now when we are reading Quran, we are not able to just keep going. We pause and ponder, right? Because some of the words we understand and some of the structure we understand. So we can say, oh yeah, this is mubtada, this is khabar, or this is ism, this is fi'l. So I hope you're doing that. And one recommendation which I always try to bring in our lives is that read a little bit of the Quran through recitequran.com, or last time we looked at the Quran.com. Okay, only 5 minutes. I'm not asking you more than that, but if you do 5 minutes every day in 1 week, that is 35 minutes. And I can guarantee you, after a couple of weeks, you will get used to it so much that you will not read without reading the meaning of the sentences afterwards. So again, recitation time is separate, but then there is a time where we say, okay, now I'm going to connect with the Quran and try to understand word for word what the Quran is saying to me. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yes. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Jazakallahu khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.